Right, thank you for coming everyone, it's nice to see you here.
I'm just glad you could come to listen to, I don't know if that's not too loud, I don't know, but I sound echoey, but don't worry about it. Just come to let you know like, how Jesus changed my life from where I was to where I am today. I was actually born in 1963. Michelle, that's 58 if you're not sure. I think you're not good at maths. I lived in Mary Hull for 14 years of my life before moving to Drumchapel. Back in the day, I was known as Robert Sweeney. The only person I know that is David, obviously, because he's known me for 40 odd years. But I'll get to that story. I was about 3 months old, and 3 years old, sorry. My sister was 6 months old when my dad decided he didn't want us. So he decided to, said to my mum actually, why don't you just leave some pills lying about and let them take them? But obviously my mum said no because I'm still here. As you can see, so he decided he didn't want to be with us, so he left. But I was too young really to understand that. But then later on my mum met someone, a man named Jeff, who I thought was my real father because I said I was young and I didn't know. And it was this man who brought me up, took care of me, took care of my young sister, and took care of my mum. He was such a great man, he had great standards. He wasn't a believer, but he still lived with decent morals, which he rubbed off on me, you know what I mean? Well, to a extent, till later on. So we had a great life, we had 11 children. We didn't have very much, we were a poor family, but we were happy. Back in the days, you were just grateful you had food on the table. You made your own entertainment, you went out. You didn't have to have fancy bikes, computers. You just picked up a stick and that shoe, you made a game with that, you know what I mean? As we did, even when me and David did, when we were young, back in the day. We moved to Drumchapel in 1977. It was probably the worst move we've ever made. You know what I mean? I don't know why my mum and dad moved here. I wasn't long here, and I was almost beaten up. I was almost stabbed. I was hated. It's a nice place to live, you know what I mean? For a 14-year-old, you know what I mean? Went to school, got bullied quite a bit, you know what I mean? But I took it, I didn't complain about it, I didn't say to my mum, it's part of life, you know what I mean? And I moved on, you know what I mean? As I said, so the minute I turned 16, I was out of school, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be in school anymore, obviously, because the situation I was in, I wasn't happy there. So, this time I got to 16, I got a job, I became a pot washer. To be honest, it was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. It's such an amazing job. Just being left in a room for 8 hours washing dishes, what more can you ask for, you know what I mean? £24 a week, 40 hours a week, I felt blessed, you know what I mean? But as I said, I enjoyed the job. As I said, this is when things started changing. I've actually got to see my first ghost back in 1979. Came in for work, walked into the room and there was this girl standing there. I just went right. So obviously I went in my mum to say to her, she's like, she knew something was wrong. I was right, probably right with the ghost to be honest. And she's like, what's up? So I explained to her, and she's like, didn't take me serious, you know what I mean? But as I said, I explained to her anyway about it, and she's like, just brushed it off, you know what I mean? Then it wasn't long after my dad died. I think it was about 3-4 weeks after that my dad died, and that was a devastation blow for myself, my mum, and my sister, obviously. As I said, but we got on with life. I mean, we were sort of family, we just took life through us and moved on, you know what I mean? We didn't grow up in a Christian family, so we were never ever brought to believe up Jesus and like your dad's way to heaven and things like that. We were just, he's dead, and that was it, we moved on. You know what I mean? As I said, this went on, as I said, I just lived with it. In fact, to this day, I've still never cried about it, you know what I mean? Though I miss it, I think about my lot, and I have my sad days, and I think of the fun we had, you know what I mean? But so it was past a year, I was walking to work, and I heard this whistling. My dad was a whistler, and that's all I ever done. So I looked round, nobody beside me, and then I could hear talking. But I looked round and I thought, I'm just imagining that. So this went on for a long time. And it just kept going on and on. But I didn't bother saying to my mum or anybody because they're going to think I'm crazy or they'll lock me up. But then one day appeared to me. He just showed up in my room and I was like that. So I didn't really freak out too much. I was glad to see him. It was great because I thought, well, my dad's come back. I think most people would be happy to see their family members return. So I just kept that to myself. I didn't tell my mum, didn't tell my sister. And as I said, this went on for a long time. As I said, eventually it kept going on. And the reason I actually came out with it is my cousin Brenda was staying one night. And she said my dad turned up and spoke to her. You know what I mean? So when she said about it, so that gave me the confidence to say to my mum and my sister. So I had to believe it a bit more because there was more people seeing it. So that got me interested. So I started getting interested in the occult, saying, well, there must be more to this, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, it was great, my dad can turn up, it'd be great. So I tried to get him to turn up and just call him, but it never ever worked. And then I heard of Ouija boards, psychic nights, tarot cards, these were the things. So I started into that, you know what I mean? I made myself a Ouija board and I bought tarot cards and I started going to psychic nights in other people's houses. And I think there's a few places in Clydebank Town Halls that had them there the night. But nothing ever came through. So that frustrated me really. I'm not happy with that. I'm spending money and getting nothing, you know what I mean, in return. So then I said, you know what, I let it go for a wee while, but then my dad turned up again. But he turned up in one car this time, you know what I mean? So he's bringing family in, you know what I mean? So that got me back into it. So I goes, I'm going to start having psychic nights in my own house. So I started that, and people would come in and you would book them, and you had to have so many people there. So I would just talk people into come, it's fun. It's great fun. Not the scary part of anything, because nobody wants that part. So I managed to get 6 or 8 people every time, and people came and got their readings. And the first reading I got was this guy turned up. His name is David Lee, and he turned up and he came in. And it was my turn to get a reading, and I just walked into the room, and he said to me, before he even sat down, I closed the door, and he was like, you see dead people, don't you? I'm like, well, how did he know that, you know what I mean? So I go, well, sort of, you know what I mean? So he goes, the reason they're turning up is they want you to, they're trying to give you messages, but you're not communicating with them, they wouldn't speak to me. And I was speaking back to them. And he goes, so you're not communicating, so that's frustrates them, because they're trying to tell you something and you're not taking heed. So I thought, well, the next time somebody shows up, I'll speak. You know what I mean? So it started getting to the stage that I've seen, they came every 3 or 4 weeks, I would see ghosts. You know what I mean? Times like my dad, Mum Capture, and a friend of mine, he died, really sudden. He showed up, and what convinced me it was him was that he used to buy the cheapest coffee he could buy. It was so nasty. You know what I mean? And I say to him, why go buy Nescafe? It's dearer, but you don't need as much and it tastes better. It was really spending his money. You know what I mean? One of these kind of guys. He was a great guy, heart of gold, you know what I mean? So he showed up and he's like, I've got Nescafe now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, so that convinced me, well, it has to be him because nobody else would know that. Really had that discussion. So that gets you drawn in, saying, well, this is family. So I got drawn in to that even more and more, and it was a great life. I thought it was great having psychic nights. I kept having them. I had so many. You're normally meant to have maybe 1 or 2 a year, but I'm having them every few weeks. You know what I mean? Because they're so addictive, and because you just want to know more and more about what the world is actually going ahead for you. You know what I mean? So as I said, this kept going on, but I didn't realise I was opening more doors to let them in, obviously the demons, and I was walking into Satan's hands really, you know what I mean? So as I said, this went on, and I remember I got one psychic, and she came in and she said to me, she's like, I'm a fast talker, so you made me not take everything I'm saying in. I goes, don't worry, I'm a fast listener. You know what I mean? And she just looked at me, you know what I mean? But as I said, she started talking, I understood what she was saying, because we've been a fast talker myself. I sort of picked up, well, I have slowed down a wee bit for Alison Horner's sake. I know she's old now. I love you, Alison. But as I say, so she came in, but she didn't really tell me anything. I think she just really wanted my money, you know. I think she charged me like £35 for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? I got nothing out of that, but everybody else got amazing messages. I got nothing. I think it's because I'd eaten so many, I was just hearing the same thing over and over. And I wasn't getting what I really wanted. You know what I mean? Because I said, so I decided that I'm going to cut back a wee bit. But it didn't stop the ghost coming. I mean, it was these days that people were turning up that I didn't even know, strangers. And I was like, I mean, who are you? You know what I mean? But it got to the stage, I just ignored them. I mean, I went in my bed one night, I was going to my bed, and there was this family standing there, a man, his wife, and 2 daughters. And I looked at them. I just put my jammers on, went to bed and turned the light off. I've not got time for that. You know what I mean? Tired. So I let that go. You know what I mean? That's how long it got. It just became so much that it didn't bother me anymore. You know what I mean? And then so obviously Bebo back in the day, I was on Bebo, and so I started using that for like satanic stuff. I had so much saint stuff on it, and so much sick stuff. And well, obviously I thought it was great. I mean, I didn't seem sick at that time. But it was just actually people would give me the trouble quite a few times saying you can't put things like that up. I mean, and there was some really graphic photographs, you know what I mean? And so I was annoyed and took them down, you know what I mean? But that one, so obviously people closed and I moved over to Facebook. So then that became like my place of worship for Satan, really. I mean, because I used to speak to Satan like on a daily basis. You know what I mean, maybe I speak to God now, but it was like Satan. You know what I mean, asking what we're up to. And, I mean, I would sit and I would think of things I was going to do wrong. I mean, which sounds a bit sad. You're planning your sins for the next day. You know what I mean? And that's how my life was. I mean, I didn't go and say, well, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm just looking at up to today. You know what I mean? What mischief to my cause? Who can upset? So that sort of got me more and more into that. As I said, I started watching, well, I've always watched horror movies since I was size of 2 bob. You know what I mean? And I got addicted to horror movies. But then they weren't violent enough for me. They were getting more, obviously as time went on, movies were getting more graphic, more violence. But it was like me just chilling with a comedy, and I'm like, that's not doing nothing for me. So I heard about this channel, a snuff channel it's called, and it took me, I was to find this thing, but I was determined to find it. And it was actually real life, people torturing themselves, killing themselves, and actually get pleasure in that, you know what I mean? I'm like, I didn't think it was bad then, but when I think about it now, I was like, how sad is that to sit, watch somebody hang themselves and you're enjoying that? Or somebody shoot themselves, you know what I mean? And why it was allowed on these channels, I don't know, but there must have been a way of getting around it. I mean, so I started watching these more and more, and I got more sicker, you know what I mean? And I felt that even then, it was like, it wasn't doing anything for me, you know what I mean? When I was a bit low and depressed, I thought, well, I'll stick on one of these channels, it'll cheer me up, you know what I mean? Because that's how my mind worked then, you know what I mean? And I remember one time, I think it was just, I'd say it was about 2014, I was watching this horror movie, and it was really sick, but I got disturbed by it, and I'm like, that's not me. And so I'm like, well, why is that upsetting me? Because I love that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But I didn't realise that until later on. And then, as I said, around about 2013 to 2015, things got really dark. I mean, I think all the things in my life had caught up with me. I mean, there was no joy in my life, there was no happiness. I didn't feel loved, even though I had kids. I mean, I had family that loved me, I had friends that loved me. I didn't feel that, I just felt so isolated. You know what I mean? And that went on for 2 years, and it got to the stage, during that 2 years, I didn't want to live. I wasn't the suicidal type. I don't think I had the courage to kill myself, but I just used to go to my bed and say, I don't want to wake up tomorrow. And I woke up and I would be annoyed, I want to live another day. You know what I mean? That's how low I was. I started to lock myself away in the house, I kept my curtains shut, constantly I wouldn't go out, I could stay for weeks and weeks. I'd go to work, come in, wouldn't see anybody. And they said it was depression kicking in, but I didn't see depression, but obviously when I look back now it probably was. But I just felt there was so much evil around me at that time. And I felt that everything, all the psychic nights, all the seances, the Ouija board, the tarot cards, has just brought so much evilness into my life. There was no escaping it now. It had a hold of me. And I was paying the price, really. I mean, as I said, that's went on for 2 years. And as I said, then one night, I was on YouTube. I was looking for Lindsay Stirling, who's like a young violin player. And I thought, well, I'm going to look for her. And I came across a video called The Rapture. Right, and I thought, well, that's a group. I mean, I'm going to listen to that. And this woman, she was sitting in her bedroom talking a video, and she was on about the rapture, and I didn't have a clue what she was talking about, and it's not making sense to me. But I was listening anyway, and when she mentioned Jesus, you know, oh, I don't want to hear that. I mean, I'm just going to turn it off. So I was about to turn it off, but I think I had 2 or 3 minutes left. I was, you know, I'm just going to listen to it. You know what I mean? A couple of minutes. And at that time, things just changed. You know what I mean? I just felt that something in my life was different. You know what I mean? I went on my knees, repented, which I've never ever done. Never been on my knees praying to God, never repented in my life. So I went down my knees, I repented, and I just felt a sickness. That everything in my mind that I watched, everything I done, how sick I was, and I felt so disgusted and so disturbed by that. And I just said, well, I need forgiveness for this. So I was on my knees, I don't even know how long I was on my knees, I was on my knees. I asked God to forgive us. As I said, I went on, and just so much came to my mind. And I just felt a change come over me. I mean, and I thought, you know what? This is maybe my new chance to get away from where I've been. And I wasn't looking for Jesus. I mean, it was the least thing on my mind. I believed in God. I mean, I think everybody does, whether you are atheist or not, I think we believe in God. But it was nothing in my life, it didn't matter. I mean, it didn't serve a purpose really. And as I said, I just felt Jesus found me that night. And everything was changed. So I got up, got my Facebook page, deleted everything off as satanic. I removed everything that I could think of. There was actually nothing on my page, and then I started posting Jesus stuff. I goes, right, you know what, done that. Posted a few posts. Then I went to bed. I slept amazing, you know what I mean? It's the best sleep I've ever had in a lot of years, you know what I mean? There was no fear, no nothing. And I woke up in the morning, I felt alive. I just felt I wanted to live. You know what I mean? There was nothing now that, oh, I've got to live another day. I couldn't get enough. What can I do? What can I do? And so this went on for about a year. And I was like, I'm not going to church because churches are nasty. They're full of everything horrible. Pastors are money grabbers. They talk rubbish. You know what I mean? I'm not going there. You know what I mean? So I fought it for a year. And I said, right, stop me saying what you need to find a church, because obviously you've no fellowship with other brothers and sisters, you're your own, you're still vulnerable. I mean, so I was lying in my bed, and my mum had a friend, Anne. I mean, she's SCIO, she passed away a lot of years ago, but she came to this church way back in the beginning. And so this church popped into my head for some reason. So I goes, right, I'll go to that church. Right, I'll try it out anyway. Right, so I come up on Wednesday, doors closed. Right, so I walk back home, and goes, right, next week I'll go up, come up on Wednesday, door closed, all that. I don't know if this is for me, this church, you know what I mean? This went on for about 2 or 3 Wednesdays, and I go, you know, I think I'll change my day. Maybe it's me, it's not today, maybe the church, it's just me. So I goes, right, I'll go on Friday. Come up Friday, the doors are opened. Nah, I'm not going in. Walk past, went down the road. That went on for 2 or 3 weeks. And I goes, right, this is it. You're going in, you know what I mean? Go to the church again, no going in. So I walked past, I didn't know there was a wee lane up there. So I walked up that line and I said, right, God, if this is the church you want me to be at, I need somebody standing outside who I don't know, somebody I don't know, somebody I don't know, to say to me, to come in. So I turned back round, Cafeteria standing outside, of all people, you know what I mean? But I've known that Cafeteria for a lot of years. So I got to go, she was like, are you coming in, Robert? No, well, that's that prayer answered. So I came in, met God's wife Alison, she gave me a great welcome, and you come, went in, sat down, felt okay, but I looked at everybody and I went, I'm better than these people, why am I sitting amongst them, really? You know what I mean? Because I was that kind of person as well, I thought maybe they were better than me, you know what I mean? But I sat there anyway, there was cakes and biscuits, so at least there was something to tempt me. Right? So, and then I think God spoke to me, and he was like that. And then I came to church that Sunday, and I just felt really good because I got to meet well, I think most people there weren't really Christians, but you got to meet brothers and sisters actually here. So it was great, and the tunes and that, so I was quite happy. I was right, I've got a wee place, I've got a wee family now, and I started coming here. And it went great, got baptised in December the 18th, 2016, which was another battle, but I was trying to not do it, I was fighting it, saying, no, I'm not doing it. But eventually I got there, and it was a great feeling, you know what I mean? And there was still stuff in the house. I still felt presences. Though I felt Jesus there, but I still felt there was times, there was wee dark moments. So I spoke to Rod about it, and Rod and Gordon came to the house. I showed them, seen a ghost here, seen a ghost there, went in all the rooms and prayed. And after that, the house was clear. It just felt nothing. So I goes, well, that's another great moment. So as I said, life was good for that. Things went great. I got to learn more, come to church more, learn more about Jesus. So I kept hearing, God will take care of you, whatever you need, He's there for you. So 2018, struggling with money. Like most of us probably have. Right? So I had 10 days to payday. Right? And I goes, well, £4 to feed myself for 10 days. How's that going to happen? And I goes, right, I'm going to tap my mum, because she was always like my wee personal piggy bank. You know what I mean? I goes, you know what? I'm not even going to ask her for help. Let's put God to the test. So I know we probably, it's not something we should do, but I goes, you know what? If He's there to help us, let's see how good He is. You know what I mean? So I prayed to Him saying, look, I've got £4. I need to feed myself for 10 days before payday. It's in your hands, you know what I mean? So I left it at that. Next day back at work, one of the girls I work with, she was like, I brought dinner in for you. She's never done that in my life. She was like, I made some dinner and I had some extra, so I've left you some. So I'm like, well, I'll eat that, you know what I mean? That's a meal. So that was great. A few days later, one of the other girls, she's like, what are you doing after work? I goes, I'm just going to go home. She's like, I'm going to take you for a KFC, I'll pay for it. I'm like, sorted. So this went on for this whole 10 days. And even at the end of the 10 days, I still had £1 left. I mean, it's not that bar of chocolate with that. Sorted. A happy man. So that made me put my trust in God. Well, He's proved Himself. And I've put my faith in Him now. I trust Him. And anything I go through now, it's His problem. I give it to Him. And He gets me through most things. His president doesn't answer the way I want answered, but He does answer them. And so I'm grateful for that. And so since I've known Jesus, I was like telling everybody what, couldn't wait to tell everybody, tell my family. Then got a wee bit annoyed that nobody was listening, you know what I mean? So I don't really care, really, you know what I mean? And I'm like, how can you not see it? And I was saying, well, I was with you there. I never saw it, you know what I mean? So I think about that, I said, well, maybe their eyes are covered and it's just going to take time. I've been on their case for 6 years now. 5 years at church, which you say 6 years saved. So I've been on their case, and I don't see any improvement, but as I said, I'm not giving up on them, you know what I mean? They know I love them, and they're amazing people, you know what I mean? As I said, so time went on, got to 2019, my mum took ill. So she was took into hospital, went up to hospital to see her. She looked amazing when I went up to see her. She's probably just needing a rest. She was out in a couple of days. So we were on the way home. My sister phoned us, came in for a coffee. So we jumped in for a coffee. She's like, my mum's got 2 weeks to live. So that was a shock, you know what I mean? Wasn't expecting that. And she looked amazing when I seen her. She was sitting up, chatting away, eating ice lollies and all sorts, you know what I mean? So that was a shock. So I phoned up my work and said, look, there's no way I'm coming into work. My mum's got 2 weeks to live and I'm not wasting it on work, you know what I mean? I'm spending it with my mum. So I was up at hospital every day, but I didn't get a chance to go speak to her. Though I spoke to her for years about Jesus, and she's like, I don't need Jesus, I'm a great person and all that. I'm like, I'm not saying you're not a great person, Mum, but in God's eyes you're not. I goes, you're a great person in my eyes and other people's. I goes, but it's not about our eyes, it's what you're in front of God. And she's like, oh, I don't need God and all that. So this went on, was ahead for years. So every time I went to hospital, the room was always full. There was like 10 or 20 people there. And hospital rooms are one of the biggest rooms in the world, do you know what I mean? And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to speak to her. Because the minute I speak, they're all going to be heavy on my case, and she's not going to listen, it's going to cause friction. So I just left it for a while, and then it was me and Brian were on the way out of the car, and I goes, right, you know what, I'm going to pray. So I prayed to God, I need this room to be emptied. so I can speak to my mum. I goes like, because there's no way I'm getting a chance to talk to her. She's not got a lot of time left. I need to try and get through here. When in the room is full, it's not very good. But they all started leaving one at a time. Within about 2 or 3 minutes, so I was left there myself. I'm going, right, this is the moment. But I didn't get a chance to speak. My mum said like that, Jesus spoke to me. Okay. I goes like, well, I told you Jesus loves you. I goes like, he wants you to be part of his family. I goes like, this is your chance, Mum. I goes, you've not got a lot of time left now, you know that? Because she knew she was going. And I goes like, so he's came to you personally to speak to you, to give you this opportunity. I goes like, so do you want to take it? I goes, I'm not forcing you to take it. I goes like, it's going to be your personal choice. She goes, yes, I went through it. I said that you accept Jesus as your Lord and Saviour, you repent of your sins, you ask for forgiveness, you believe he died for you on the cross. And so she suggests everything clearly. And I looked at her and I was like, how hard was that? I wish you could have done that years ago and saved all the grief. You know what I mean? And then so things went great, as I said, so I was happy. I was still sad I was losing my mum, but I knew where she was going now, you know what I mean? So I said to her, right, that's happy, and she's like, I'm ready to go now. I goes, well, if you're ready to go. She goes, what about you and Linda? I was like, forget about it, we're grown ups, we'll take care of ourselves. I was like, if you're ready, this is your time, you go. But she held on another couple of days, and I said to her, you'll be in heaven soon. I was like, before me now. I was like, so my mansion cleaned. Because my mum is a clean freak, you know what I mean? I goes, I'll get that dusty. I remember saying that to her. She probably have never got maybe dusting it now. What's clean now? I've been polishing it for hours, for years. But I did say, I'll not be long behind you, don't you worry, I'll be here soon. I goes like, and she looked to me, and she's like, will your dad be there? I goes, oh, I can't say he won't be there, Mum. I goes, I'm not going to give you false hope. I goes, I'm hoping he's there. I goes, but on his lifestyle, I don't believe he will be. I goes, but I don't know what happened between him dying. He could have came to Jesus just like you before that. He fell off a roof and died, so I goes, but time's nothing to Jesus, he could stop that and give him that chance. So whether he did, I don't know. I goes, if he's there, you'll get to meet him. If he's not, you won't be any the wiser anyway, because you'll be so happy. You'll be in the presence of Jesus. So I said to her, like, so enjoy this moment. I goes, I'll be no far behind you. I goes, don't you worry. And so as I said, that made me feel good. The funeral, Rod was at the funeral, a few others. And I wasn't sad. And all that. I should be maybe crying, I should be sad, but I was so happy. Because I knew who she was. I was thinking positive. Well, she's not, that's her body, she's not there now. That's just a box, when she's not even in that. It's a piece of meat, to be honest. You know what I mean, as I was looking at it, you know what I mean? I know it was my mum, but because she's not there now. Because like that, so I was happy. And so actually, I enjoyed the day because I was, well, I know who she is. And as I said, that because my mum didn't have a greatest life, she was a really a horrible life, like a lot of people had back in the day. So now she had true happiness. I said to her, like, you're so going to be so much love, you're never going to feel love like this again, you're going to feel it shortly. So I think that made her feel good. As I said, she said, I'm ready to go now. I'm like, well, that made me feel good because, well, she's taking peace and she's ready. Well, I know it's her time. So as I said, that would be good. And just a few months ago, in fact, October, I was nearly in a car crash. It could have been fatal, to be honest, but I don't know, it turned out good. We were driving along the road, I think I was doing about 50 miles an hour. Which is, he was allowed to do the road, he wasn't speeding, but he wasn't paying attention, he was through a red light. And this car was inches away from us, and it just stopped. Well, I take it back, I stopped the car, but the car stopped anyway. Whether God used him to stop it, I don't know how it stopped, but I just felt a peace about me. I didn't feel panic or anything, I just felt presence that God was there. And he stopped that car, because as I said, we were inches away from hitting that. And as I said, 50 miles an hour is a fast speed. So I thank God for that. I praised him. I just say thank you so much. It's been 6 years now, and it's been hard. As I said, every one of us has not had it easy, but I'm still grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for my real life. I'm thankful to Jesus that He's changed my life. It's such an amazing life. And if I have struggles, I seem to thrive better. What are struggles, you know what I mean? Because I feel, well, this is a challenge ahead of me, and God's in my corner. I'll get through this challenge. It might take days, weeks, months, maybe even years. Because I'm going through, He's proved Himself so many times. as I said, now I use my Facebook page to praise Jesus constantly, and whatever struggles I do have, I just give them to Jesus. And I've met so many brothers and sisters here. I actually got to meet David again, and I got to meet Anne, who we lost contact years ago, so working with this church I've never met them two again. I wouldn't have had a chance to get to be drawn back to them. I mean, and obviously there's a few additions to the family, like Nicole and Anne, Alexander now. I mean, which we tolerate. But even on Facebook, I mean, I've got so many brothers and sisters on there, and there's a great encouragement to me, because if I have a problem or a struggle, or I put posts up to help myself, to help them, and they'll send me stuff to encourage me, which is great. So it's not just about the church, it's a worldwide church. And as I said, I've met a lot of amazing people. Some I've never spoke to, but they'll send me posts. Some I speak to now and again. You know what I mean? But I'm just grateful that Jesus opened my eyes. And when I look back at everything in my life, Jesus had a purpose for what I went through, and He's brought me to where I'm at today. My eyes have been opened more, I see more, I understand better the suffering, I understand God more. I mean, I don't understand totally, but there's a lot of things I've still to learn. But I know He's got a place for me, and I'm part of His family, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm never going to look back now. As I said, I do struggle. I have my moments that I'll say, oh, should I be at church? Don't do this, don't do that. I mean, but the fellowship's been great here. We've had the men fellowships, good. We've had a few times a day. We've got to see Rod Alexander, yourself, Robert Bull. Behind the scenes really, like what we see like everyday life, not just at church. I mean, and it's amazing the fun we've had. I mean, the jokes we've been playing on me. I mean, get my black book out again. You know what I mean? But it's a book of forgiveness, so you know. This is well for God. You know what I mean? But as I said, I'm just so grateful that I'm here. And has anybody ever said to me, like, oh, you'll be a believer in Jesus? I'd just look at them and say, it's never happened. But here am I now. I mean, 6 years down the line. And I just hope for the people that are watching this in my work, and people on my page who don't know Jesus yet, that He can change you. He's changed me. You know what I was like in the past. Most of you know how sick I was and how disturbed I was. In fact, there's even one girl in my work, she said she wouldn't come into my house because she was scared in case I killed her, put her under the floorboards. I mean, I wouldn't, I'd let you, okay. But that's how people saw me, is if I was like, couldn't be really trusted a lot. I mean, as I said, Jesus changed my life amazingly. I'm happy. Even, I feel my joy coming back now. I mean, there was times I felt that was going, happiness was going a wee bit. But I think, as I said, we've been through stuff, there's a lot changed over the last couple of years. But I do feel my joy coming back. I'm starting to feel happy and more comfortable again. And I want to spend more time with Jesus again. I've got my tunes on first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I still don't read my Bible as much as I should, but I listen to it. But I still need to get into the reading it part, because I feel I get more from it reading it. I mean, but we're working on that. God's got a plan, I suppose. As I said, it's been amazing here. I love this wee church. I feel God is here. I mean, I just feel His presence. And sometimes I'm in here and I'm battling, saying, I should just leave. But I know that's the enemy. He doesn't want me to be here. He doesn't want us to hear the word. You know what I mean? He doesn't want us to be together. As I said, I've met so many people here. Me and Louise, going great. I mean, if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't have hung about with Louise so much. She's not the kind of person I would hang about with, to be honest. You know what I mean? She just wouldn't make the mark. Seen I love her. I tolerate her. So I love that. You know what I mean? But as I said, there's a lot of amazing people here. There's people I still don't know as well as I should yet. I mean, but I've only been here 5 years, so don't rush me. I mean, I'm a slow person when it comes to things. Because I just want to thank everybody for being here. And I just pray that people who don't know Jesus, who are watching this later on, that they just come to me, and if they need help to speak to Jesus, if they need help in anything to lead them to Jesus, I'm there. But I just encourage them to reach out. He's waiting for each one of us to change our lives and accept Him, or we have to just call out. So I just want to thank you. I just want to say it's been a great honour to be here, a great privilege to be in the presence of Jesus every day now. I don't know what He's got planned for me yet, but there's still things working in my life, but I just feel I'm getting closer and closer, and I feel happy. As I say, I feel my joy coming back. I feel my life getting into shape, you know what I mean? And I can trust Him now, because He's proven Himself to me. that he can't be trusted, and I'm so grateful for the things he's did, and I'm so grateful that he took my mum at the right time when she just gave her life to Jesus before that, and I just pray that the rest of my family do. So I just want to say thank you again for being here, and just want you to just finish a wee prayer, if that's okay. Lord Heavenly Father, just thank you for the blessings that you've given me in my life, Heavenly Father. Thank you for the people in my life that's here tonight, Heavenly Father, the changes you've given us, the relationship you brought us close to, Heavenly Father. We just pray that you continue helping our church to grow, Heavenly Father, you continue helping the Holy Spirit to work in each one of us, to be a family, Heavenly Father, to remember we're to be here for each other, to help each other, encourage each other through good times and bad times, Heavenly Father. But we just help us to get out in the world, Heavenly Father, to reach people who don't know you yet, Heavenly Father, because that's our goal. That's the purpose, to reach out to them the good news of Jesus Christ and to spread the gospel among to everyone, Heavenly Father. There's so many people lost in this world, Heavenly Father, so many people lost in Drumchapel who need help, Heavenly Father. So give us the confidence, the courage, the boldness to do this, Heavenly Father. And just thank you for the life that I have. Thank you for the gift you've given me, and help me to share this with others, Heavenly Father, because I know it's so amazing. And once you've got this free gift of salvation, you'll never turn back, Heavenly Father. So I just ask you to thank you for this, and thank you so much in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.